I'm Phyllis. I live in my van.
Hello, my tribe. Welcome to Getting Ready for a Photo Shoot with your girl, Phyllis. It's crazy. I met a professional photographer on the beach, and we did like 2 shoots yesterday, and we're gonna do 1 or 2 more tonight. And y'all, I'm so in love with the pictures that he's taken. I bumped into one of my wigs. I've got wigs all over my van right now. The pictures, I cannot tell you, with a good camera and a professional photographer, I mean, they're just freaking gorgeous. And I'm a little nervous about the whole mermaid thing, but he seems really excited about it, so I'm gonna give it a shot. And then I think after that, I'm not sure, he's got this bag full of, like, I want to call them dress-up clothes, but like stuff for photo shoots, because he used to photograph like professional models for their portfolios, and sometimes he would, you know, they would say, he would have a suggestion, and, you know, they mostly brought their own clothes. But anyway, and most of the items were in that bag were like that big. So some of those are not going to be happening, but I am gonna try this shell bra. I know it's gonna be awful, but I'm sure his editing skills are really, really good. Cause y'all, I mean, really? In my old titties? I don't know. And he's got this white wig, and he'd never used it before. And I don't know if y'all have ever used a wig, but you don't just break them out of the bag and put them on your head. That little girl needed some work. And it's so plasticky, it must be like a Party City kind of a wig. So I tried to curl the bangs, but it wouldn't curl. But I did give her a good trim, and she's got a pretty braid on it. And I'm gonna be wearing like white contact lenses. I know, it's insane. Anyway, just letting y'all know what's going on. Love y'all. What's that girl's name from Game of Thrones? I'm gonna name this wig after her. Y'all tell me what her name is. See a pretty braid I put in? And I put in the beads. Isn't that pretty? Chuck liked it. Come on, girl, stand up. Stand up for your audience. Oh my gosh. Show the people who you are. Look at this. It's a nasty ass wig. This is one of my wigs. I was wearing that yesterday on the horse and the other photo shoot, which I can't wait to see the pictures. They're amazing. And then I've got another one ready for a different outfit. I need to name all my wigs. Y'all give me some ideas on names for these wigs. I mean, thank you, Timu. So you're gonna be with me while I get ready. It's not gonna start for a while, but like yesterday, I decided to put my makeup on, my wig on early, and walked outside and saw those horses. So, I mean, I think it's a good idea. Maybe I should tell you about that. So I met the photographer, and then he and I were talking, and we were both saying, you know what would just make this perfect to have a beach shot would be a horse. And y'all, like 5 minutes later, if that, 3 folks riding horses just came down the beach. And I ran up to them and I was like, hi, can I take a picture on one of your horses? And they said, sure. which was not what I was expecting. I mean, even if it's not a flat out no, I was expecting, I don't know, have you been on a horse? But all three of them just said, sure. And then I ran back down the beach yelling, Chuck, Chuck, get your camera. I'm sure everyone around thought I was insane. But those shots were just impromptu and his lens kept messing up. But I just am in love with some of these pictures. A professional photographer and a real camera, y'all, actually make a difference as much as I love my iPhone camera. Let me tell you about how all this started. I had my tripod sitting outside my van, and this man walked by and he said, I see your tripod, it looks professional. Walmart. He said, are you also a professional photographer? I was like, no, but I have a YouTube and I really need a new headshot for my YouTube channel. And he's like, cool. And we started talking. And I told him I had previously done a little bit of modeling. Y'all, don't get excited. It was a very long time ago, and the place that hired me went out of business 4 months after I started there, so clearly they didn't have good taste. But anyway, so he was excited, and we started talking about what kind of shoots he would like to do. And he showed me his portfolio book, and y'all, I mean, just freaking gorgeous pictures. So he said he would take a headshot of me initially, but then when I said, well, you know, we could do other stuff too for you. And he said he'd always wanted to do a shoot on the beach. So he's even happy to have someone my age who's got, you know, like hanging skin and all this, to do his mermaid picture, which is gonna be tonight. But last night, after the shoot with the horses, which was freaking amazing, and when the sun was going down, I was wearing this long dress and I had a scarf that I want to cry thinking about it. My beautiful friend Anne died 2 days ago, and she was a shining light that can never be, no one will ever be like her. Anyway, sorry. So the lovely Anne gave me that scarf, and I'm on the beach with my billowy dress and holding the scarf up in the wind, and they're just breathtaking pictures. They really, really are. But this, I'm really not so sure about. I mean, I'm 61 years old, y'all. Yeah, I drove up and down this beach looking for a younger, prettier girl with a better, you know, the situation to do his mermaid shot, but I'm afraid everybody looks like me or not quite as good. And he said, no, I'm happy to film you. So he's gonna get his third, I guess, beach photo shoot around 5 o'clock today, he said. Well, it's gonna be hard to do my makeup because I'm clearly sweating. I mean, it's good to make my skin look younger, but how am I gonna put makeup on? Plus, I have these face jewels, and he wants me to wear them with the mermaid outfit. or one of them, not all of them. And I can't wear, it has to be on clean skin. So I don't know what's gonna happen when I sweat, and I don't know how I'm gonna wear makeup like around these. I'm just gonna try to do the best I can. But I guess I have to do these first after I wipe off my face, wipe the sunscreen off where I want the jewels to be. Oh, and y'all, that photo shoot last night, he had me looking directly into the sunset. I could not see for 15 minutes afterwards, but he was just having such a good time, and I could tell he was so artistic that I wanted to really, you know, give him a good shot. I got these on Temu. They were like $1.50 or something, I don't remember. But you know what's funny is that I was planning on being a mermaid for Halloween, in case anyone showed up to my meetup, which no one's going to probably. But my friend Vince is coming, yay! Anyway, it was just another funny coincidence, and y'all, I have to tell you something. I know it's gonna sound weird, but sometimes I think about something I want to happen, and it happens. And I was sitting in my van the day that Chuck came over, and as I was thinking, I really need a really good picture for my YouTube channel. You know, there's two pictures. There's one, the little one with the little headshot, and then there's a banner. And I'm happy with my banner. That was actually taken by another real photographer. And I was thinking it'd be so awesome to have headshots. And I really wish I could meet a professional photographer. And y'all, the next day he just showed up. And then we were talking, and he said something about a horse, and he really wanted a white horse too because of what I was wearing and his vision for the beach shot. And y'all, like 5 minutes after that, people came on horses. And I know y'all are gonna think I'm crazy, and I am crazy, but this feels real to me. I mean, sometimes that just happens. In fact, I was talking to my son when I was in New Mexico, and I said, you know what, there's mountain lions around here. I'd really like to see a mountain lion. My son said, Mom, stop thinking about mountain lions, because he knows what happens to me. Anyway, here's the jewels. Let's see what we can do. I'm sure this is boring, so I'll probably cut most of it out or speed it way up. But I actually think I should get dressed first before the wig. I should probably do the wig last. So I've got this, and I don't know if I mentioned to y'all, I think I have, but I've lost about 100 pounds. So I have some skin situations, and my breasts are kind of just like empty sacks now. So I have these, if I get them out of the bag. I bought these when I bought my wigs and bathing suits on Temu. And y'all, they're awesome. I bought two different kinds. I've got one that I put in my bathing suit top, so I'm not just like skin smashed against my body. And then I got these for wearing with clothes that you can't wear a bra with, and it's gonna be perfect to wear with this plastic shell bra. And I did try it on earlier, and I think it's gonna work. They're really sticky. I do recommend them, and they come with these, which I didn't know what they were for at first, but these are very, very sticky. So you might want to put one of these on your nipples. Well, I know the white lips are my idea, but I'm afraid it's reading a little black Sambo. I don't know. I'm gonna put the wig on and see. Because if it still gives me that vibe, I'm just taking it off and putting my lip gloss back on. I know he has a vision, but my vision is not to be doing a parody of a very racist trope. But I do have my sticky boobs and my bra on, and I've got I'm actually wearing pants, my mermaid pants. They're cute. I mean, they've got a little like flared bottom to look like, a mermaid. Yes, I just accidentally knocked off my phone from my tripod. Now, I'm not liking these lips. I'm gonna have to take it off. I think it's offensive. But look at it all together. Isn't it cute? I like that, but I think it's more natural looking too. It looked like I had white out on my lips. We are changing locations. This is the spot he picked out earlier. I'm walking with my tripod. Because there's a big flat rock, and earlier there were some waves going over the rocks. So we're gonna give that a shot.